What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Cut, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. I just want to do a little video when it comes to Terence Crawford and Jaron. It seems like a lot of boxing fans are confused what goes on in the sport of boxing. They don't know what's going on. Like, there's a lot of gullible people out here that are deceived on the sport of boxing. Do you know boxing fans are still going around saying Terence Crawford got a script of his IBF belt because he refused to fight Jaron? These people really believe this stuff. They're really still going around saying that in every single comment section. Like, you cannot be that unlearned to the sport of boxing that you actually go around saying that in people's comments. That makes no sense. If you know boxing and you truly follow the sport, there's absolutely no reason you should be going around putting that in the comment section. Crawford, he got script because he refused to fight Jaron. That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. Crawford got script because he was in a 2-fight deal contract with Earl Spence Jr. If he was gonna break that contract and fight Jaron Ennis, he would have got sued like Deontay Wilder sued Tyson Fury. Do y'all not follow the sport of boxing, bro? Do you know what a contract is? When a fighter signs a 2-fight deal contract, they cannot break contract and go fight a mandatory. Do y'all not know that? Crawford, once again, Crawford was in a 2-fight deal contract with Earl Spence Jr. Boxing fans gotta stop being unlearned to the sport of boxing and embarrassing themselves when it comes to the sport. Crawford has always fought all of his mandatory. Not when Boots became his mandatory, he chose not to. Boots was actually Earl Spence mandatory, and Crawford took those problems when he beat Earl Spence. But he cannot fight Boots because he was in a contract. He could not fight Boots because he was in a 2-fight deal contract. Being in a 2-fight deal contract with Earl Spence to fight a mandatory that Earl Spence had for 2 years. Y'all failed to mention that Boots was Earl Spence mandatory for 2 years. Boots was Terence Crawford mandatory for 2 months. But even being his mandatory for 2 months, he was still locked in a contract to fight Earl Spence. Boots had already put in a petition. He put a petition in to fight Earl Spence, not Crawford. But because Earl had signed to fight Crawford, the winner of that fight would have had to fight Boots. But because they were both in a contract, neither Earl nor Bud could afford Boots. I think boxing fans don't follow the sport enough, so when it comes to this, they continue to ignorantly go around posting Crawford avoided Boots. He got his title taken away. It makes no sense. That's breach of contract, guys. That's breach of contract. They signed a 2-fight deal contract. We were expecting to fight in December, then we were expecting to fight earlier on of this year, until Steven Espinoza recently came out and told us Earl Spence said he didn't want the rematch. But then we later see Earl Spence go to the Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu fight, where he said he wanted the winner. So clearly Earl Spence was lying about the injuries, because Earl Spence came out and said he had cataract surgery, he was injured, he wasn't fit to get in a rematch. So he held up Crawford's career for all of these months, didn't fight him in December when the fight was still hot, and didn't fight him in the earlier part of this year. Earl Spence finally told Crawford earlier this year he didn't want to hold his career up, but it was too late because he held it up for more than 5 years, and then he added another year to it by not fighting him in December or earlier on this year. So I'm just doing this video to educate you boxing fans of what's going on, so you guys can stop going around and making up these stories. It's bad for the sport. To fight, once again, follow along. Earl Spence, Jaron Ennis, repeat after me. Jaron Boots Ennis was Earl Spence Jr. mandatory for 2 years. He knew Earl Spence wasn't going to fight him because Earl doesn't fight his mandatory. Jaron Ennis could have been Terence Crawford mandatory for the WBO belt. You know what Jaron Ennis did? He removed himself from the WBO because his plan has always been to go fight for the IBF belt. Yes or no? Yes. Jaron Ennis' plan has always been to fight for the IBF belt. Every single interview we watch of Jaron Boots Ennis, he said, I can't wait to fight for the IBF championship. This is what Jaron Ennis say every single interview he gets. I can't wait to fight for the IBF belt. He never once said he wanted to fight for the WBO belt, knowing he was ranked number 2. You know what he did? He was so keen on fighting for the IBF belt that he fought for an IBF interim belt. When the number 1 guy, Virgil Ortiz, turned down a fight with Terence Crawford, Jaron could have been number 1. But he left the WBO rankings and fought for an interim IBF championship. In doing that, he removes himself from the WBO, completely ducks Terence Crawford's smoke. He also turned down an offer from BLK Prime to fight Crawford, his highest payday, just to say I can't fight on BLK Prime because I'm loyal to Showtime. How are you loyal to Showtime if you just signed a deal with the Zone? Your dad is called Mr. The Zone. And then people are still on the internet, uneducated on the sport of boxing, going around saying Crawford avoided Boots, when that makes absolutely no sense. Crawford was locked in a 2-fight deal contract with Earl Spence. If he would have defended his mandatory in Jaron Boots Ennis, he would have breached contract with Earl Spence. Boots should have never. What Boots did was ridiculous. He put a petition in to fight Earl Spence before the result of Terence Crawford and Earl Spence. He should have waited till the first fight was over to see if there was going to be a rematch, or he should have waited until the second fight was over before he put in the petition, because he knew all of this stuff was going to happen. But he still put in a petition knowing that these guys was locked in a contract, that none of them was able to fight him. This is common sense. He trapped these guys, meaning like he knew, man, these guys are going to be locked in a contract. There's no way they're going to be able to fight me. This is my opportunity to get a free belt. He knew that. And boxing fans act like this isn't registering in their head. The guy knew this for months, that these dudes was gonna fight. And they were not gonna be in position to fight him. And he still put that petition in before they fought each other. It's disgusting behavior from Team Ennis. Your boy, no credit, I'm out.